Well, here in Amsterdam, and we don't have any itinerary. We're just planning to walk by the canal and look anywhere to eat.
Pointless.
And let's see where we're heading. Look at the houses, the small windows. Look at what church, the church. Sasakay muna tayo ng train. We'll be back here. Wow, they're so pretty. Oh, no. So pretty. Na-amaze ako sa mga bintana. I'm so amazed with all the windows. There's a lot of canals. Ended eating here in walk to walk. You have to choose whatever you want, like rice or rice noodles. And so I got the rice noodles and you choose whatever you want. You got pork, fried garlic, coriander. A bit spicy, medium spicy, very spicy. Medium spicy. Add to cart. Palitan ko yung sa akin. I'll change mine. We're here in walk to walk. So we're showing you the walk.
Ano sa'yo?
Rice, diba?
Rice mo, ha?
Pray.
Telefonu şöyle tutuyorsun. Şöyle tutuyorsun.
The Amsterdam Central Station. And now we're going to do the Canal Cruise. Instead of a river cruise, it would be a canal cruise. From the Central Station. Ang dami tao, super. Gusto ko yan eh. Yan yung mga building. Super ko. Ay, ang ganda. Kadahit ang ganda.
Guarda,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. I'm out of earphones, sorry. And you can just listen to the guide a bit softly, please. Because if there's 10 different languages in the boat, everybody gets crazy. So I will speak English, and the audio guide will be speaking English. There's a small toilet in the back of the ship, only for number 1. For emergencies, please keep it tidy. It's one of the few free toilets in Amsterdam. Also, the windows can open for fresh air, but please keep your arms and hands inside the boat at all times. There's many bridges in Amsterdam. We can repair the ship. We cannot repair your arm or hand because we are not surgeons. During the tour, feel free to ask me anything. I don't know everything. I do know a little bit about Amsterdam, so.
Welcome to our beautiful city of Amsterdam, and welcome aboard this unique Amsterdam is known for being friendly, open-minded, and progressive. It's a popular place to visit, and the business just think, in a population of only 800,000 people, you can meet 170 different nationalities.
This area's rich history adds a sparkle that's never far below the surface. During the 17th century, Amsterdam shone especially bright, like gold.
Loetje on the left-hand side. Loetje are famous for their steaks. You can order them rare or medium or well done with a glass of red wine. They pay me a lot of money to tell you all this. No, there's 6 or 7 loetjes in and around Amsterdam, and they're like the McDonald's of steaks, and they're really good. St. Nicholas Church on the right-hand side. Catholic Church still in use. St. Nicholas was the protector saint of the children and of the sailors. And we are on our way to the old harbor, Oosterdok.
To the 12th century. To our left, there was nothing but vast stretches of marshland, lake, and sea. To our right, at the mouth of the Amstel River, was an early settlement of simple huts. Settlers built a dam across the river, hence the name Amsterdam, or the dam built across the Amstel.
Now, fast forward a few hundred years. Amsterdam has grown into a fortified medieval village, complete with dikes, ditches, and canals to control the sea level. Even this far back in time, it was an important trading hub. Ships sailed back and forth across the Baltic Sea carrying grain, cloth, wood, and salt. The original wall of Amsterdam would have been to our right. During the Middle Ages, a moat, now called a singel, encircled the city. The church you see, the St. Nicholas, was built centuries later. Named after the patron saint of seafaring, it stood overlooking the harbor. Also to our right is the 15th century Schreier's Tower. This outer defense tower got its name from the scare, or sharp corner, formed by the city walls that met.
Look to the left. Nothing you see, including the land itself, was here during medieval times. Over the centuries, much of the land around us was wrestled from the sea. To reclaim this polder, or land that was once covered by lakes and seas, industrious Amsterdammers built dikes and used windmills and pumps to get rid of unwanted water. And they've done an amazing and ingenious job of it. When it comes to controlling sea levels, the Netherlands takes the lead worldwide.
Well, that was sort of propaganda. But what is true is this used to be the harbor with an open connection to the sea a long time ago. Ships would depart from here to Africa, to Asia, to South America. And you could actually buy a ticket in the Scheepvaarthuis, a big brown building on the right-hand side. So their ships were parked here in the harbor, and you could buy a ticket to send yourself or a package to the other side of the world until about 1920. This is now a 5-star hotel, Amrad Hotel, but you can still see the flags of the former shipping companies on the rooftop. In the meantime, also the Dutch are very afraid of the sea, so we closed off all connections to the sea with the dams and the waterlocks. So the water that you see now around you is coming from Switzerland and Germany via the Rhine mainly and the IJssel, bringing fresh water to the canal area, the water flowing eventually to the sea, of course. Big floating restaurant, Chinese restaurant called Sea Palace on the left hand side, looking a lot like the restaurants in Hong Kong and Macau.
Largest and most progressive
Booking.com
shipbuilding
is
industry
here
in
in
Europe.
Amsterdam.
Dutch traders sailed farther than anyone else to newly discovered lands in the Far East
It's the
and
building
to
of
North and South America. They organized into companies like the Dutch East.
This is a replica of a 17th century warship. There were lots of wars in the 17th century with the Portuguese and the Spanish and the British. So the Dutch fleet had to be protected by a gunship. You can see the red hatches on the side for the cannons. If you buy a ticket for the Maritime Museum, you can also visit the wooden ship. I was on the ship 2 years ago, and there was a big line hanging in the water from the front of the ship. So I asked the guys, why is there a line in the water? And they answered me, well, in the 17th century, there were toilets on the ship, but there was no toilet paper. So when they went to the bathroom, they used the rope to wipe their bottom, then hang the rope back in the water for the next guy. And then they wondered how the diseases spread so easily in the 17th century. So I'm very happy that we are living in the 21st century with toilet paper. There's even a Dutch word for such a rope. It's called allemans-eindje. Any Dutch people involved? Mensen uit Nederland gezellig? Zero Dutch people. Allemans-eindje. Expensive. For students, it's almost impossible to find affordable housing. One of my favorite houses is here on the corner with windows overlooking the canals. These people have their own little harbor for their ships. I think that place is also at least €1 million. And the only way I can live there is by killing the people who live there now. But I know
Amsterdam had the largest Jewish population in Europe.
Unfortunately, World War II changed that. As the war approached, 80,000 Jews lived in Amsterdam. By the time the war was ended, there were only 5,000 left. Still, their early influence has been strong. The city has been enriched by Jewish culture and the knowledge and skills they brought. For example, as
Parang gasolina. Ah, oo. Akala ko yung inisip ko yung maingay. Parang yung ano niya gasolina doon niya eh. Hindi ka nagbago. So parang napalibutan siya ng mga kanal. Yung trailer house yun.
So the audio guide is giving me a headache. I've restarted it now, but it's not a problem. These are the Amstel locks. Again, you can see big wooden doors that can be closed. to protect the center against high water. And the Royal Theatre Carré on the left-hand side, the big white building. That's Koninklijke Theater. And again, when there has been lots of rain in Germany, they might be coming too much water towards Amsterdam, and they can do a trick to lead the water around the city directly to the sea via the North Sea Channel, closing many doors in the city. Otherwise the water level in the canals might rise too much, and then my boat will not fit under the bridge, and then I don't have a job. I'm counting on that.
Ang ganda pa naman kung salamin natin kasi ganyan. Under the bridge. Yeah.
Would you like to stay in the same luxury hotel as Lady Gaga and Mick Jagger? Look for a large, elegant building with a gabled roof on it and a glass pavilion in front. That's the Amstel Hotel, where a honeymoon suite rents for €3,750 to €6,000 a night.
Wow.
This was the first building in Amsterdam with electric power when it was built in 1868.
Oh, wow. Amstel Hotel. Very expensive hotel.
Otherwise referred to as the famous Skinny Bridge, stretches all the way across the Amstel River. Of Amsterdam's 1,500 or so bridges, this is the most famous. It dates back to the 17th century and was likely a narrow footbridge. Since then, it's been reconstructed more than once and grown wider with age. Legend has it that whoever you kiss while passing under the bridge will be your true love for life.
Hindi na nagpas. Ayun yung mga bahay, yung maganda si Kirk.
One last important detail before we leave the Amstel River is the big brown building on the right-hand side. It's called Hermitage. Hermitage Amsterdam had a cooperation with the Hermitage in St. Petersburg in Russia. The St. Petersburg Hermitage has a huge art collection, European paintings, sculptures, Fabergé eggs. Part of their collection was shown here.
Look at the houses, the boat houses.
It's home to the Dutch opera, known for its daring production, the Holland Symphonia, and the world-renowned Dutch National Ballet. The Dutch may be known for their tolerant attitudes, but they also have strong opinions. This piece of architecture was met with heavy protests that have since simmered down. In fact, that's how it got its name, Stopera. It's derived from the movement against the construction, Stop the Opera.
Stop the opera, that's correct. I was living in the vicinity back then when they built the opera house, and many people were protesting because they found the opera house an ugly building. The city then continued by building the even uglier town hall next to it. And the people stopped protesting because they were afraid the city might build something even uglier. And this is a true story and also a way to deal with protesters.
We're now approaching the Waterloo Plain. It's located adjacent to City Hall, the large red brick building. The original Waterloo Plain was an island built in the 17th century to create a space for Jewish settlers. At the time, it was called Vluyenberg, for flooding island. Over time, the name morphed into Vlooienburg for Flea Island, and the bustling market held here was called the flea market.
For centuries, Jewish traders sold their wares here. The market continues to operate and is now known as the largest flea market in the Netherlands.
Hello, Flying Market on the right hand side, open 6 days a week, second-hand market, second-hand clothing, paintings, furniture. They say that if your bicycle gets stolen in Amsterdam, you might find it back on the Waterplein market. And
We are now on the Oude or Oude Trench Canal. During the 16th century, it served as a defense canal. All the city's canals served one or more of these functions, as a transportation route, a line of defense, or a way to manage water levels. The Oude, because of its size and location, did all of these. Because it was one of the only canals wide enough for large ships to sail, and because of its proximity to the harbor, the Oude became a convenient place to unload cargo.
Time, and the tower's bells rang out randomly, so locals gave it the nickname Silly Jack.
Not long after the spire and clocks were added, the tower began to lift to one side. With some effort, it was pulled to right. You might be wondering why so many buildings in the city tip to one side or the other. The ground in Amsterdam, a mix of peat, sand, and soil, is very soft. Because of this, these buildings were generally designed to be as light as possible. None were very tall, and they often had lots of room. For stability, they were built on a bed of wooden piles driven as deep as 15 meters, that's 45 feet, into the ground. But if these piles were exposed to the air, they began to rot, and the buildings they supported. The building with flags atop it is the former Scheepvaarthuis, or shipping house. A group of shipping companies ran their businesses from here. This early 20th century building is considered to be the first true example of the Amsterdam School style of architecture. The front of the building is impressively adorned with statues of Neptune, his wife, and 4 figures that represent and famous Dutch mariner. It's now a 5-star luxury hotel.
So we just had the canal cruise. We came all the way from there. And now we're heading to St. Nicholas Basilica. And that would be our last stop for today. And just close to the central station is the St. Nicholas Basilica. So pretty, but it closes at 3 p.m. We're not able to make it.